Hey, it's episode 183.
The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at with your hosts, Shane Chapman and Way Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah. The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Let's go.
Hello, friends. Oh, God, that's soul crushing.
Sorry.
That is soul crushing.
I was doing stuff.
I knew you weren't talking to me.
I took a leap there today and called you friends, and it was just complete silence.
Crickets.
Crickets.
I was ready to reply, and then I thought, well, this would be better to not actually.
Oh, it
You
was
guys-
way funnier.
Like Wade looked at Bryce. Bryce was busy. It just got awkward. And I looked at both of you and like, come on.
Not a friend in the room.
Not a friend in the room.
Not here.
Okay, let's try this again. Hey, pricks. What's up?
Not much. Just doing a podcast. Except with you.
There we go. That worked.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll.
We're here.
We are here. We're here
It's Friday.
for
Reluctantly.
a little bit because in T-minus 9 days, is that right?
Oh.
What's the date today?
I thought we were going somewhere immediately.
Yeah, I was like, are we?
I was like, where are we
doing
going?
a patio beers after this?
Well, we could.
No, we can't. I gotta go.
We could. The state of Texas is calling our name.
Yes.
Woo!
I can't wait.
Tejas.
You know what's the most exciting about this trip?
The fact that you get to go with me.
The temperatures that I have never experienced before. I
It's
have
like 108. You've experienced 108 before.
You've never experienced?
not in Texas.
Hot?
I have never done a Texas
Maybe never
summer.
experienced them in Texas. That's what I believe.
But they
But
say
you've
it hits.
experienced them here.
They say it hits
Mexico.
different, right? They say it's more humid, right? And so
Well, it's
here,
the exchange rate, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. By the time we get the exchange,
USD.
yeah.
Brace, have you been to Texas?
I've never been to Texas.
You've been to Texas.
I've been to Houston
area.
Yeah.
Not where we're going.
Oh, I guess I have flown into Texas.
No, I've like spent some time on Lake Conroe, which would be the woodlands just north of Houston.
Okay. I've never been to Texas.
It's got the best barbecue that I've ever had.
I can't wait. I've already been looking up restaurants in Mount
Is
Pleasant.
it a Canadian thing to say bin? I've never been to Texas.
Bean?
Bean?
Bin. I really enunciated bean both those times, and it felt weird.
Yeah,
Like,
grain.
it felt like naturally I wanted to say, have you been to Texas?
Are they grain bins or grain beans?
They're grain bins.
Grain bins? Have you been to a bin?
I've been to a
Have
bin.
you been to a bin?
I've been in a bin.
I haven't. Never shoveled out a grain bin.
What?
Why would you?
I
That's a horrible job.
It is a horrible job.
Of the three of us, you're the guy I would have picked to be the least likely to have shoveled out a grain bin.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I've never done it either, but I'm surprised that you have.
I've shoveled out a grain bin.
Good. Anyways, we're heading down. This came out of frickin' nowhere. But we're
Well,
heading
for
down
you,
to
it came out of nowhere because
Right.
you were out of cell service.
For me,
That's
it
It
right.
took 4 days for me to put this together.
It's
Yeah,
still
maybe
pretty
you should
quick.
explain it. I feel like it was pretty quick for me to leave on a Friday and it wasn't happening, and to come back on a Wednesday and it was
There were no
planned and happening.
there
That
were no talks about it.
happened quick, and it wasn't like it was like end of June next year. No, end of June in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, wait, do you want to explain?
No,
you
I
want-
think I want you to explain, and then I'll
You'll
weigh
fill in
in
the gaps. Okay. So there's a gentleman. There's a gentleman down there by the name of Ashley Campbell. He's opening up a retail store. Nobody warned him not to do that. He should have talked to us
Yeah,
first.
right.
Awful freaking idea.
That's why we're going.
But he decided, whereas like we got to tell him in person, this
Yeah.
is not a good idea. You've made way more
actually-
money as a builder than you'll ever make selling deck material.
I'm taking our financials with that. I'm going to see if he's interested in buying ours.
Yeah.
And we'll just stay there.
He'll be like, "Ooh, that's not great." And I was like, "Yeah, that's in Canadian dollars. Imagine what yours is going to look like." So he's opening a retail store.
Yep.
And he likes steel framing apparently because he's going to do displays with the two or maybe the only leaders in the industry in steel framing right now: Fortress, Evolution Steel Framing, and Newcastle Steel, which was formerly Trex Elevations bought and rebranded.
Yep.
And so he's doing 2 displays, one of each there. And so he, like, I'm going to make all sorts of shit up right now. He thought,
Do it.
he thought, what a great opportunity to like compare these two and see the differences and how they install and whatever else. And I don't know. I went fishing, came back, 60 people are going down to do this with them. There's going to be podcasts and video content created, and there's companies involved. And like now it's an event called
It's a
Steel
huge event.
Sharpens Steel.
Yep.
And this event is like, I don't know if it was open to anybody that wants to come. I have no idea. I just know that I got back and it was happening. So Fortress is involved. Deckorators is involved, right?
Like
Camo.
Yeah, Deckorators kind of involved themselves. They were
Okay.
like, well, look at all these people going. We should go.
Yeah.
Sure. So Deckorators in, Newcastle Steel's obviously in, Camo, if I didn't mention them already.
Yep.
Is that it
That's
from a
it.
company perspective?
Company perspective, but they're all bringing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And then there's a bunch of contractors that are going that are like steel guys or steel curious.
Steel
Can
curious.
we coin that?
We should coin steel
Can we do a
curious. We
t-shirt
should
with
make
I
shirts
feel like-
for
Hashtag
this
steel
event.
I feel like we've coined a couple of things in the steel industry. Like Scott Kelly is known as the godfather of steel. And for some reason, I think that we did that.
Yeah, it's because we had a 6-hour podcast with him.
And then we called him the godfather of steel. And so now people refer to him as that. So now I think
And then I
You-
regretted it because it should have been the Man of Steel. We missed out on that.
we
But
ca-
anyway.
but there's probably some copyright
Steel.
around that. We
Yeah,
likely
Man of
couldn't have
Steel.
done that.
Man of Steel's really
Who's
hard
going to
to
go
get.
up to Scott Kelly and be like, excuse me, you're using my name? Only Superman could do that.
Right.
The dude's a monster.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't know that. You haven't even met
he's
him.
intimidating. I can see through the phone. He's a monster.
Yeah, but the only person he takes pictures with is his son. So of course he looks like a
that's
monster.
Yeah,
fair.
exactly.
That's
but we're
fair.
future proofing his name.
But he used to be a
When he
bouncer.
gets old,
He
he'll
used to-
still be the godfather of
He used to
steel.
beat the shit out of people for a living.
Did he?
Yeah, he was a bouncer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he seems
So-
like that.
So, anyways,
Anyways,
And he's
steel curious.
no
I think
hair. Those guys are always angrier.
oh my,
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, Shane,
Today's the day.
you are.
We're putting people on notice today.
Here we go.
Shane was like, I spent way too much time in the wilderness without anybody to interrupt.
Yeah.
So that Shane's idea of how that played out is pretty accurate.
Very accurate.
It's pretty accurate. What happened was Scott reached out to me and was just like, "This thing is happening. You guys should be there." And so then it was like, "Well, we should be there." And so you and I talked about it, and we're like,
Yeah, I thought it was a joke.
"We should absolutely go down and do this." And so then we visited with Jason from Newcastle,
Yeah.
and we visited with Jason from Fortress, and then Tim from Fortress, and just a
Yeah.
bunch of people. And they're like, "This is a huge opportunity for you guys to be down here."
It's great.
The idea behind the event is that they're trying really hard to not compare the two systems. They don't want it to be like this one against that one. They want the idea of steel just growing across the board.
Rising
And
tides.
If you want to use Newcastle, and here's all the information about it. If you want to use Fortress, and here's all the information about it. I told them that was a really cute idea, but everybody's going to compare the systems.
Guaranteed.
And I said that to both of them openly, and they were like, "We know, but we don't want it to just say that we are."
Right.
Well, I think
So-
it's more like don't. I think the intent is probably more like don't beat each other up trying to take that
Correct.
0.2% of steel market share. Let's grow the industry together
Point
Right.
4.
and take it from the lumber industry
Right.
and get people into steel because then we both win. The rising tides lift all ships.
That's right. Yeah.
And so and of course that's a great idea. Like more people trying to shift because this is not a brand of something that exists that's trying to carve out market share. This is a new category of product. It's not new, but it is new though.
It's newish.
because it's never been mass adopted anywhere. So you're trying to create an industry right now. That's tough to do. I don't care who you are. That's tough to do with one person.
Oh, he shut you off.
Sorry.
So
He turned Shane's mic off.
I didn't mean to.
So anyways, I'm super excited about it for a few reasons. I think Ashley has timed this perfectly. So steel is gaining popularity. Now I got turned off. Do you not know what the buttons on that board do?
Sorry,
I don't think
you didn't
now's
get
the time
turned
to
off.
experiment,
You
Bryce.
didn't get turned off. Your
That was
mic.
college for you.
Sorry, your mic is a little quiet.
Yeah, I agree, but it was better than off.
I'm trying to figure this out.
So
Just turn the volume up, Bryce.
Ashley times it amazingly. Steel is gaining popularity. He's got a group of contractors that are super interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle is like out to market. People are interested in seeing what has happened with this product since Jason bought it from Trex. Yeah. We haven't had a lot of trade shows, and you and I haven't been down to the States in 3 years right? And so there's like some pent up wanting to do shows and wanting to mingle with guys again. Deckorators saw an opportunity to bring some of their new contractors to this event and showcase their team and who they have.
Okay.
So, when Scott Kelly reached out to me and was like, "You need to be down here," I then started reaching out and we're going. What's happening?
Yeah. So I went on my fishing trip, which was like quite far north, northern Saskatchewan, out of cell service easily. Had no connection with the real world. Got back into the bush plane to fly back to the outpost or to the resort.
There you are.
There, that sounds a little bit better. And then halfway, like I was in the air in the plane. They don't fly very high. I wasn't going very far. Halfway there is like phones just starts going wild, just which I fully expected because you're off the grid for 4 days. Like that'll happen. All sorts of stuff. But I'm kind of glancing at the notifications and all I see is like Steel, Texas, woohoo, do this. We're going to hug. And I'm like, what?
Right?
Oh yeah,
I
that
leave for a few days. And what happens?
Yeah, I told Scott Kelly, I was like, you better be ready. I'm coming in. You're getting a hug. I'm a hugger, and I don't care if you are or not. He was like, no, I'll be a hugger.
Oh, I'll be
Fine.
a hugger.
So I guess that's happening. So that snuck up fast because just yesterday it was kind of when it dawned on me. I like looked at the calendar and was like, we're leaving on the 26th, and it was the 16th yesterday. I was like, well, holy shit, this isn't even 2 weeks away. This is we leave next week.
Next weekend,
Wild.
My the best part is that Shane lands. He's driving. I phone him. I'm like, okay, so this isn't fully finished yet, but I don't think you should book anything from the 27th to the 30th. I think you should leave your calendar fairly open. He was like, I'm going to wait a couple days to bring that up because we just had our 4th kid and I land and then I'm walking in the door being like, I'm here for 2 weeks. See you again.
Yeah. You'd be shocked when I wasn't planning anything anyway. So it was open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be exciting. Like you said, I'm just excited to go do industry things again for the first time in a couple of years. So we missed out last year.
I'm also excited to see Jason's product, right? So the argument can be made that everybody, 60 people and us and whatever, everybody's going to see Jason's new stuff, the Newcastle stuff, right? Like everybody knows what the Fortress product is.
I feel like everybody knows what his stuff is too because it's just Trex elevations.
Meh. Maybe it's different though.
I don't know that it is because I just watched a video. He did a story the other day about it, and it was like he was showing the components, and I don't know, maybe he's tweaked some things, but it seemed like it was all the same hardware as what it was.
Yeah, okay.
So, anyways, but I'm sure people are curious about both. Obviously, some of the guys that have been using the Fortress Evolutions for the last year or two or whatever, probably not real curious about how that's going to work. But anyway, we'll be down there with the podcast set up. We're doing, I don't know, you guys have planned this. We're doing what, 5, 6?
So we're going to do one
podcasts?
We're going to do one right from the show. We should do a live one right from the show.
Okay.
While they're putting the 2 decks together.
So I figured they were all going to be from the show.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all
going to
be
be there.
Sorry.
So are we going to do like welcome to the Masters series?
Oh man, we should
set up a golf
but
tent.
not like that. But the live event, not the PGA
What are you seeing
event.
out there today, shooter?
Because the live event is a lot more exciting. So we should do that. We could bet and gamble on building and stuff, and this would be way more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we'll do one that is steel sharpened steel. Then we have one set up to visit with Fortress and their reps. So their head office is super close. They're in
Dallas, which
just
is
outside of Dallas,
a
but
couple hours away.
yeah, regardless. So they're really close.
Yep.
Jason's bringing a few people. Deckorators is bringing a few people. And we were chatting with Camo today a little bit. So, and they're also bringing quite a few people.
And we might just do a few on our own.
Yeah.
So we're going to do
talk to people.
2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 scheduled,
Mm-hmm.
which that'll be enough. That's 5 hours.
So we'll probably do 8.
Yeah. It's like
Squeeze it a couple other.
can't
interviews
see some of these guys in person ever. So
squeeze them in there. So that's that. If you're heading to Texas on the actual event's the 28th, 29th, I think, are the
28th,
actual
29th,
days. So if you're heading down there, we'll see you soon. That'll be
Tuesday,
exciting. Bryce, you had some shite you wanted to talk about today.
Did I?
I'm
joking.
Who's running this
told
thing?
me you did.
I was trying to fix your
I
microphone.
feel like I bought you so much time to get that ready.
Well, Kyler was changing all the cords and he flipped all the microphones around.
Oh, goodness. Well, you can't win them all. Wade, have you been watching any finals lately? Hockey, basketball?
You know what? I watched a little bit of the hockey final the other night. I watched the overtime.
And? Do you care at all at this point? Your team's out. Are you
I
invested?
do care.
Do you want Colorado to win because that's who eliminated the
No, I
Oilers, or-
want Tampa Bay to win
Okay.
because I want Patty Maroon to win the cup 4 years in a row.
Okay.
There's this whole conversation about salary caps and how they're supposed to even the league out, right? You get a salary cap, and then
Yep.
you shouldn't have a team that should be able to win over and over and over and over and over.
Lots of parity in both the NHL and the NBA last few years.
Right.
Exactly.
But Tampa Bay, they're so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be honest, I thought they were going to lose to Toronto in the first round. And it went a long ways. And then Tampa wins. And I was like,
You were the only guy that thought Toronto was getting out of the first round.
I don't think I am.
Only guy on the planet.
No, like
You and all of Leafs Nation till the
Yeah, it was
the
like-
last dying second.
If you
Right,
watch
exactly.
TSN and Sportsnet, those guys, they all thought that Toronto was going to win the cup like in week
Canadian broadcasting.
history, they're all in Toronto. They are Leafs fans. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
They
So-
all thought that.
Anyways, Toronto looked super strong in the first round, and they took Tampa to 7 games, and I thought it was going to happen. I thought they were going to knock them off. I didn't think they'd make the second round, but regardless, Tampa wins that series, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then in game 2, round 2, Tampa just flipped. They started to look super dominant. They swept Florida. Florida was supposed to be the favorite. They were like Florida won the whole league. They had the most points.
Yeah.
And Tampa just went in, was like 4 games straight. Thanks for coming out. New York gets up 2-0 on them, and they're like, right, then we win the next 4. They swept them once they started playing that series. So, anyways, Tampa Bay, Patty Maroon with 4 cups, I think is like.
That's
I
There's
think
a
I would.
storyline there at least.
Boy, I think I'd win that, and then just.
Mark Westrom says, TO second round. All right, Bryce, I gave you some more time.
Okay, I found it.
I didn't actually care about Wade's opinion on the hockey shit. I was just trying to buy you time. I was like, I'm out too with the Oilers being out. So
Okay, so are you ready for a conversation question?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
Self-driving car.
Yeah. What about you, Shane?
ooh, that requires some thought.
Yeah. One or the other.
No.
though.
Completely. I guess I don't really understand what the definition of a completely automated home is. Like, just like you can turn lights on and shit with your voice, or is this thing like cooking
Orders your
stuff?
groceries.
Oh boy. Yep, that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that all sounds
But
really
you'd rather
attractive.
drive
I
everywhere.
don't mind driving. Like I personally don't mind driving at all.
Yeah,
So that doesn't bother me.
right.
So
Doesn't
I
bother
think I
me
would
either,
take
but like
the-
if the vehicle would just drive itself, like that would be so great.
Think about all the shit you could get done.
This is the difference between somebody who's spent the last year on the highway and somebody who hasn't. Right?
It's true. Like you could get a lot of shit done, but I also use those as breaks in a way to just like
Like
put on
a
some podcasts
clarity
and
break?
Like a clarity break.
Exactly. Yeah. FPP Canuck says Shane has 4 kids. Fully automated home is a must.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think I'd take the home because I think there's more to that.
If
the
it
car that
cleans
drives
itself-
itself just drives, but the fully automated home, if
it
it's going to
cleans-
order your groceries and
Cleans itself?
if it cleans itself, you're wrong.
Then I've
I
made a
will
mistake.
argue with you. On
Yeah.
it.
Made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the house cleans itself, then I also have.
Also change your
now
yeah.
I'd like to talk
So
about some of the advantages of a self-driving car. Does it fuel itself?
Oh well, maybe it does with the sun. USMC says he doesn't trust a self-driving vehicle. There's that too.
Oh yeah, like all the other drivers, track records are so solid.
You know, I was gonna
Settle
say
down.
like I'm not a big fan of people. No, it's not a big fan. It's when people say that, it's like they think that people are good drivers.
right. People are awful drivers.
People are awful drivers. If
But the other
every-
awful drivers aren't off the road
But
unless you're assuming everybody gets an automated
right,
car.
but have you ever ran a red light?
Yeah.
Right.
Have
And
you
so
ever been in a accident?
a self-driving car is a computer that doesn't run red lights. You do.
Until it does.
Nope. I don't think it does. No, I don't think it does. Like computers make less errors than humans. That's why we have so many.
This is true.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So assuming that everybody gets moved to a self-driving car. Because
Well,
if not,
if-
all the other idiots are still on the road.
yeah, but at least you'll never be at fault at an accident.
I'd still rather have RoboCop protecting me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, like you're in a self-driving car. It's going to try and protect you.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Anyways.
Anyway, that's a lot of shit. Today we're talking about, I thought the witty title for this should be Not Warrantied, Still Worth It. All of a sudden he gets quick on the buttons now, hey?
Right.
Can't figure out how to use a mic.
Oh,
So today we're talking about products or practices that are just worth it, even though they may not be warranted or guaranteed in a way. But it's like, I don't care. Still doing it.
Yeah. And I think this works from both perspectives. This is, you can, as a contractor, you will do some of these, and as a homeowner, you would do some of these, and it just doesn't matter.
okay.
So we managed to get a list of 7.
That's fun.
And
It's a weird number. For
No,
you.
lucky number 7 is a weird number for Shane. He always likes, his lists like to be 25 to 30 is what
Right.
he
no, I'm
prefers.
good.
I feel like they got to be even for the most
I'm
part.
good with 7. I like 7 as a number.
Okay.
I like 7. I like 9.
You don't like 9. You always
5s,
go to 10.
10s, 15s, 20s. Those are good. I don't mind the odd 6 or 8. Even a 3, 2, 4. Have you heard the new song?
Yeah.
There's probably lots of
Yeah.
new songs.
Well, did it come out just today?
There's a song called Keep It 100
Okay.
by Walk Off the Earth.
Oh,
And
okay.
the entire song is just them counting 1 to 100.
No.
1,
That's
2,
amazing.
3. Yeah, it's catchy as all hell.
No.
We listen to it every morning. My kids are like, put on the Keep It 100 song. And we listen to that to daycare and just go wherever we're going over and over again. And now my kids, they count to 100. No problem. It's educational and entertaining. So you should check it out.
Funny.
Not warranted, still worth it. We're going to go through this in backwards order because the first ones were the ones that were the strongest in our minds. And so we'll leave those to the last.
Fine.
Got to keep people hooked.
Right? Number 7. Toe screwing through the groove of the deck board
Oh, that's oddly specific.
for your starter board. This is something I used to do when I was building. I don't know that a ton of people do it, but here's my
see.
reasoning.
Sorry.
Wade.
You said you were going to toe screw through the board, and I was like, that's a terrible idea. I would use the clips.
Use the starter clips.
But now you've said for a starter clip, and I was like, oh, wait, no, I would rather use the toe screw than the starter clip.
So I never liked starter clips. I don't like them. They serve a purpose.
Nobody's
like
going to tell you where to start,
They're
right?
fine.
that's right.
But I don't like that they're always a bit of a loose connection. And you got to like snap your line and try to screw your clip down on the line. And like, they're really flexible metal. I don't feel like they probably do a great job of putting things in place. I'm sure they work.
Yeah, because it doesn't, so they don't hold the board down.
Right.
That's the problem.
Boards slide onto them quite easily. And to
Yeah.
me, it seems like they would just like, over time, they could like clap or like
Yep.
make a little bit of noise. Like, it's just not a good connection to me.
Right.
Not as good as the regular clip that goes in between that actually has a stainless steel gusset that bites into the board or something, right? Like these things are just
Right.
loosely holding it. So what I used to like to do on my first board, so you didn't see the face screws, was to pre-drill at a 45-degree angle, 45-ish. I never put an angle finder on it, but like just
say an
angled
angle.
hole
Yeah, I just drilled the screw in on an angle.
through the groove of the board. I'd use a 3/16 inch pre-drill bit to go through, so you're not going to crack the composite or whatever. Pre-drill that through, put the screw in the groove of the board so you'll never see it, and it's positively connected down so it's nice and strong.
Could you just use the camo tool for that now?
Yeah, you could. This is more hidden than that,
Oh, okay.
but you could. It's the same idea,
Right.
but it's a bigger screw, like stronger screw, and it's like doesn't require a tool. You just pre-drill it and put a screw in there.
Right.
Nice and hidden. You'll never get to it afterwards once you put
Oh, yeah.
the border on.
It's not moving.
Whereas with the camo, when you could get to it afterwards. But I like that little trick. And so I know there's others that do it for sure. I don't know how common it is, but that was always worth it to me. It's like they tell you, you can't screw within an inch of the edge of the board. You can't go through a side like that. That's not warranted. I don't care. Never had a problem with it. And I think it looks cleaner. So
And so, like, if it's not under warranty, is the whole deck not under warranty because of that? Or is it just that board?
well, it should just be that board, right?
Okay.
If that board was to crack where that screw went in, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm not even going to try to claim warranty. I did that to me.
I did that to me.
So, like,
Yeah.
I was willing to pay the price, but I never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of one cracking. And even if it did crack, it'd probably still hold in place. I don't know.
You wouldn't even know. It would break off the bottom part on one of the screws, and the other 24 would be still holding.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unlikely to have any issues with it. So that's one. That's number 6.
7.
Number 6 is, I feel like this list is going to we're about to meet a bunch of these vendors. Not meet, but see them again. A bunch of these vendors down in Texas.
That's okay.
And
They need to know.
we're probably going to piss some of them off suggesting people do these things. But you know what? The reason people like this podcast, Bryce,
Yeah. Why is it?
because we're honest. We don't cater
That's-
to nobody.
That's right.
right?
Well,
We're
that's
willing
not
to piss some people off here and there.
We're going to cater to
Sometimes.
some people later.
Yeah, we'll cater to some of them.
Yeah.
We like these
We'll
people,
cater
but hey,
food to them.
we are here for the end user.
We are here for the end user. And And you could argue that we're here for the industry. And so what if these guys get mad? Make your products better.
Right. If they're going to get mad at us for calling out their mistakes. That's right. I need to save that one.
Yeah, you should.
Because, like, just to name some names, like Fibron now has a warranty on their PVC board, and they didn't before.
Oh,
Right.
really?
Right.
like
Wolf's warranty got better too after a podcast. They reached out to us.
Oh,
They're like, "Hey,
really?
so maybe we've influenced some of these things, and maybe we're making the industry better as a result of
That's
just
right.
being honest.
That's right.
Anyways, we'll get to number 6 because we've pissed
Let's
these guys
go.
off before. about
Do it.
this.
Do
What is
it.
Regal Crystal Rail.
Oh,
They won't even let you order the pods without ordering the glass.
You know what? I've thought about this a lot more.
Good. Let's hear it.
Not one time in any of their brochures or any of their catalogs or any of their purchasing products that they've sent us, have I been able to find the glass that Dr. Dex uses on the railing that they use on their catalog to show the crystal pods off. And so this guy uses custom curved glass around a deck, and Regal promotes that glass on that job. But then when we go to buy it, we're not allowed to use glass other than the stuff they sell.
First of all, there's zero chance you've read that much in your life. Second, I completely agree with you.
It's
so they have like,
isn't it? Like,
It is
so
funny.
in their brochure they have glass.
that not a single panel of the glass is theirs.
So the coolest crystal rail project that's ever happened to date
Ever.
does not use crystal rail glass. It uses custom curved glass. And
From Vancouver.
Regal has, as they should use that imagery because it looks freaking amazing.
cool.
It's a Dr. Dex job. It's like tons of curves. It's just amazing. They don't obviously have stock curved glass. He had to get it custom made. But it's like, well, then it's kind of hypocritical to be like, you have to order with the glass.
It's not kind of.
Except in all of our brochures. That was an exception.
It's not kind of hypocritical.
Yeah.
Either you're allowed to use curved glass or custom ordered, clear, star-fired, non-iron glass,
Mm-hmm.
or you're not.
And you
You are.
are.
You are allowed to. Because they advertise that you are allowed,
You're allowed to.
So here's where I'm not suggesting at all that you should always order custom glass with your Regal rail. Excuse me. I'm suggesting that when the stock glass does not work and is going to be aesthetically ugly, then you should order the custom glass.
Order the custom
regardless of
glass
what
if it's gonna
Regal
look
says.
better.
Use the we stock the stock glass, and the stock glass goes out on 99% of jobs. Where it usually doesn't is the stairs. The stair glass doesn't work in 90% of cases because it's
The angle isn't
wrong
the same.
pitch.
Yeah.
If your glass, I can't remember what that is, 7.5 by 10 or whatever it is.
It's 35 degrees.
And what's the
right. And so if your stairs aren't exactly that degree, well, then the glass doesn't look right.
And then it looks like garbage.
So
and you got
template your own glass.
a $10,000
gonna
railing
say.
package.
Yep.
And then your stairs look like crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And nope, don't
Plus,
care.
they only have the 3 sizes: 3-step, 4-step, 5-step. What if
Right.
yours is 6-step? Well, you should use 2, 3.
Oh yeah, 2 more pods.
How about no?
How
How
about
about we
no?
just make this? Listen, if somebody has hired a builder and they're doing crystal rail and they're like, it's obviously a high-end premium job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave them with a subpar finish. Order the custom glass and give them the high-quality finish that they're paying for.
Yep.
What are you going to tell them? Well, that stair glass looks like crap. Yeah, well, you know what? They said that's the stock glass. That's how we have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, make it look better.
Yeah.
I don't care as a homeowner if that piece of glass is technically covered by warranty or not.
Mm-hmm.
Put a piece of glass in, it looks good. If it breaks, I guess I'll have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
So that's
it.
in all the straight runs, use the crystal glass. It's typically cheaper anyway.
Yeah, it was
and
like it makes sense.
it's
You'll
good
use their glass anyways because it is less money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so do that. You want people to use your glass. Make it the best glass available, which it is. It's clear. It's a little bit cheaper. It comes in great sizes.
Yep.
But when it doesn't work, don't get in people's way,
Right.
or they'll find a different way. And like people do.
Yeah.
There's a company out of Australia that makes lit spigots because there was a market for that.
He's in here right now. commenting on this. Illuminated
Exactly.
balustrade.
Dun, dun, dun.
So just
Yeah.
don't get in people's way.
Exactly.
If Regal's not going to offer the, creating custom templated glass for their projects, then don't complain about
but it's
just be okay with
it's
that.
so
happening.
crazy because it's such a high end product.
And
It deserves to be customized.
Right.
a little bit. And I think
Yeah.
what Regal should do is they should bail completely on stair glass.
Yeah.
They should do their 6-inch increment horizontal glass,
Especially if it's saving money.
and they should make the pods for the stairs.
Yep.
And they should bail completely on that stair glass and say, listen, you can still do this on the stairs, but we understand that there isn't a single staircase that has the same angle as any other staircase. Get your glass custom made locally and use this style of glass.
Mm-hmm.
There is the what you must be aware of is that there's a possibility, and somebody mentioned this, Illuminated Balustrade mentioned this, that the tint of the glass color may be a little bit off from what
Yes.
from what the manufactured Regal stuff is versus your local custom glass Starfire glass manufacturer. One might be a little bit more bluish or greenish tint, like it may be off slightly. So you have to.
You know
be
who
okay with
else has
too.
that problem? Regal.
Whoa. Wait,
They did change the color of the glass at one point.
But that's there was a whole bunch of glass we had to send back because it was all green.
right.
We couldn't use it. So that's a possibility within their own system.
Sure. Yep.
So
So anyway, that's a thing where it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to. It's not warranty without the people's glass, but sometimes the finish of the job just requires that you get some custom glass done.
Yeah.
Because it's just better that way. And who cares if that piece of glass is not warranted?
Yeah.
End of
Exactly.
story. Number 5, heat bending. So you have a lot of manufacturers that will say any heat modification of our deck boards will void the warranty. And it's often aimed at the guys that are heat bending, curving the deck boards.
Right.
That's fine.
Sure.
So what?
Who
Like,
cares?
if somebody wants a high-end deck that they're paying to have some sort of custom shape, custom curve, they're obviously valuing that to pay for it. They don't care if that $100 board is not covered by warranty necessarily. If something goes wrong with it, they'll pay for a new one, I guess. But so what? You're opening up people's creativity. There's some manufacturers like Clubhouse that have fully adopted and been like, you know what? Curve our boards.
Curve them.
And I don't know if they will warranty it or not. I actually don't know that, but they should because they promote their
it
board
so
as being
much.
curvable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like, open up your creativity and do it. I don't care if that one board isn't warranted.
No.
Fine.
Yeah. And I don't think that the customers that are building decks that are curved, I don't think they care either.
No.
Because there's not very many decks that have curves in them that are $1,300 decks.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like if you have to replace a board, so what?
Yeah.
I'll replace a board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes a deck look way better when
Yeah.
you have that curve on it.
And I've never, not that we've curved tons and tons and tons of decks, but any of the ones I've ever done in my past, knock on wood, there's not been a warranty claim on those ones. They haven't broken or...
It seems like the
whatever.
issue happens right away, right?
Yeah.
If something's going to go wrong with a product, typically it happens
Right away.
right away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Number 4, Cutek Extreme. This is just general product. Cutek Extreme is phenomenal wood treatment product. It's the best oil in the industry for any wood project. No questions asked. They don't warranty it. And some people wonder that. It's like, well, if it's the best, why don't they provide some sort of guarantee? And it's like, there's just too many factors at play.
there's so many variables in treating wood.
You can't guarantee that it's going to not need re-oiled for 5 years because there's too many environmental factors and traffic and all the stuff that can affect how often it's going to. You can't guarantee the color is going to stay for so long. You can't guarantee a time frame it's going to bead properly. You can't back it in that way in any way. So they don't.
And
that
There's
doesn't mean it's
got to
a bad
be a
product.
way they can back
But
it.
wood density changes each year, right? And so it's like, well, yeah, we'll warranty it for 3 years. And it's like, well, how can you? You have no idea how far or how much product is going to absorb into the board.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyways,
TC Deck says most of the deck boards come with a 30-foot radius stock out of the warehouse anyway. Yeah, you lose your warranty if you straighten them too much.
yeah.
Stresses the boards out. But yeah, Cutek is an amazing product. If you're going to treat your deck boards, and you
Cedar,
should none of the other competing products are going to guarantee a warranty on them anyway.
No.
So it's not like they're one that doesn't and others do. And if the others do, it's a crap warranty. I guarantee there's a million steps of fine
the fine
and
print is so
it'll be
fine.
ridiculous.
You
So
never see it.
don't stress out that there isn't a guarantee or isn't a warranty. It's still an amazing product. Use it.
Yeah.
End
for
of
sure.
story.
Yeah.
Number 3. We're going to piss some people off again here.
I don't
Trex?
think so. I don't know that they even listen.
Trex.
They stopped listening.
They listened to the first 2 episodes we ever did and really, really liked it. And then we didn't sell it to them, and then maybe they haven't cared since.
Here we go.
So, Trex Pro Plug. So, Trex Enhanced Pro Plug, I should say. Trex Enhanced deck boards are scalloped on the bottom. It used to be a deeper scallop. Now it's a more shallow scallop on it.
Yes.
And since that change, Starborn eventually released a plug system for that, even though Trex themselves has not released a plug system for that. They have plugs for their Select line, their Transcend line, all the full thickness boards they have plugs for.
Yep.
From Trex's position, they want that to be an upsell. They want to say, like, it's not offered on our scallop boards, not a good idea anyway. That should be a feature and benefit of upgrading to our higher end decking is that you get a plug system.
Right.
Well, Starborn's like, it'll work fine. You just got to make sure you put the screw in the meat of the board. Don't hit a scallop.
Everybody else wants it, like everybody in the
Right.
industry, builders, DIY. We're on the floor selling Trex versus Fibron. And so Fibron has a scallop entry-level board.
Yep.
Trex has a scalloped entry-level board. This one has plugs. This one doesn't. All things equal, you can have no fasteners visible. This one, your stairs are going to look like a pincushion.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, all things equal, then I'll just take the one that has the plugs because it'll look better when it's done. That's right. You should.
Yep.
That's where we heavily disagree with Trex's position on this, if it's even corporately their.
So then I've had
idea,
some conversations with people in Trex, and the words have been said, we don't want to offer plugs in our entry-level board because we want that to be a reason for people to go buy the higher-end product. And I think that is a viable argument if the boards were even effing remotely close in price. But they're not.
Right.
The entry-level board in our store is like $4 a foot.
Yep.
And the next available option for plugs is like $5.50 or $6 at the Select line. Or the Transcend line, which is now like $8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like twice as much for the Transcend line. So it's like, well, if people wanted plugs, they would just buy the other deck board.
Nope.
No, that's not an option.
Right.
They can't
Fibron
take.
Good Life.
That's right. They'll take Fibron Good Life because that's the other option.
Right.
That now you don't have the sale.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to go from a deck that's 5,000 to 8,000.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like what they're trying to do with that, what they're asking their customer to do is to go double their decking budget.
I mean, it only works if you're the only board manufacturer in the business. Do you know what I mean? That's how you
Or in the
force.
store, possibly, right?
Yeah.
If you're a single brand dealer, like many lumberyards are,
That's true.
and people don't know, they don't even get a chance to see that there's other options out there, then that strategy works a little bit more. But
Yeah. I don't know what that's like. So
I don't know. California Deck Pros says Deck Daddy is in the building. He's
Yeah,
kicking
buddy.
things off at the bang there. LS Underground, definitely not a good idea to recess screws on scallop deck boards. There's just not enough thickness, even while centering on a scallop. So what Starborn did was I haven't actually looked at this yet. I think you've seen one. They in the box you get a little guide that it's a jig that places your screw for you to make sure it hits the meaty part of the board. Because you'd blow right through the back of that thing if you hit a scallop section of the board.
Right.
So the little guide helps you make sure you're dead center in the meaty part of the board. I don't disagree with him that there's certainly possibility that could blow up because there can't be much. Even the width of the meaty fingers is not that wide because Trex has so many scallops running through it. Like it's a bunch of narrower scallops.
It looks like when you grout a floor.
right.
Yeah,
you
kind of.
you back butter a tile, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like.
So there's certainly opportunity for it to blow out the side even
When
potentially.
Wade runs his fingers through the sand.
Yeah,
versus someone else.
just one short one, just one really short one on this side.
So-
but like David's saying, he's a TimberTech guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I would never put a plug in any of the Scalloped TimberTech because like it's super thin, right? Like the Prime and Prime Edge and
They have deep scallops, it feels like.
Is it any thinner?
There
I
might
don't
be
know.
some behind you. Nope.
yeah. You think that the recess part on the TimberTech, like
The Trex might be thicker now after
Yes.
the updated profile. Sure. I don't know. I haven't measured it, but
Gotcha.
but my point is the thick part on a TimberTech board is wider. So if you're hitting the thick part, it's wider.
right,
Mm-hmm.
Like there's less chance of side bloat on that.
should work.
So yeah, I don't know. But anyways, and so Trex they sent a release out at one point a while back saying like, we're aware that Starborn has released these plugs. These are not warranted. This is not an approved fastener from Trex. So if you're going to use them, you're on your own a little bit. I haven't looked, but I don't imagine that Starborn is warranting it, but maybe they are. I don't know.
I
Camo
didn't look
warranties
at
their
that.
screws.
Yeah,
so we
I
should
did
look into
not
that.
look at that to see if they did.
But the worst case is if it doesn't work, you have to replace that board. I think the odds of it
Right.
blowing out and not working are probably slim. But if it does happen, the worst thing is you have to replace your picture frame board. Like
yeah, you
a couple
replace
boards.
2-3 boards
Yeah.
tops.
So it's up, like you have to accept that. It's not warranted. If the
Mhm.
screws fail, I
Yeah.
can't call Trex for a new board. But
Yeah.
The other
it's a
option
risk
is
your
that I'm willing
option.
to take.
Yeah.
here's how it's going to fail. What's going to happen is it will break out the bottom of the board,
Okay. Yeah.
right? It goes through. So then your other option is to then take a color match surface screw, which is what Trex proposes you do in the first place, and just fasten the board down
Right.
and let the screw be exposed. Then that's an approved fastener. Okay.
Okay.
So then do that and tell the homeowner. It's like, now you get to see a screw.
TC Deck says technically you're not supposed to use scallop boards on stairs either, so you're probably already voiding the warranty anyway. I don't think that's true.
They changed
You're not
the
supposed to use grooved boards on the stairs. Like you're supposed to use a solid edge profile, but the
yeah, and you're supposed to
scallop
put your
board.
stringers 8 inches apart,
Yeah.
is like
Mm.
tighten
settle
them up.
down.
It's a little ridiculous how tight you're supposed to go with them. But yeah, I haven't seen that you're not supposed to use scallop boards on stairs. And Ellis Underground says the TimberTech has only 2 scallops, so there's 3 areas around 1 inch wide where the plugs can be used. Yeah, and that was my
Yeah.
point. Your meaty area is like I wouldn't be concerned on that at all.
And so we
Right.
have done that. There was sandy birch, and people would buy rope swing plugs, and they'd put them in. It was a contractor that was like, "I'm doing it. I don't care." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well then use this plug."
Yeah.
So
So we have them in. We've brought them in because we thought like just let people know this isn't a warranty fastener, but if you want to use it, have at it. Like it's going
and
to
you
give
can
you a
find
better
them
finish.
at www.tuds.ca.
Right. Tuds.ca. Search for I don't know, Trex plugs,
Trex plugs.
enhanced plugs, pro plug.
We
Trex,
got 'em.
Whatever you want. They're awesome. They're awesome.
They're awesome.
Just like why wouldn't you?
Number 2, good tape.
Good tape. What's good tape?
Oh, sorry, G tape.
Oh.
Forgot. Hold on. Just gonna fix that with a little hyphen right. Oh, there we go. That was better. G tape. So G tape is something that doesn't. There's no guarantee or warranty behind the G tape that says applying this G tape is going to add X number of years to your wood structure.
But
How could it
How
not?
can it not? Right. Like
exactly.
How could it not?
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that's just like, well, of course it works and it whatever. And like I get like you can't quantify that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say guaranteed to add 10 years lifespan to your deck because you have no idea how any one deck is going to perform without G-tape.
Right.
And you can't say that by applying the tape, it's going to add a specific number of years
Yeah.
to that. Like
The
it's
only
just-
way you
can't.
could do this is like we could build 2 decks outside, side by side, build the exact same frame out of
Wood.
and put the exact same composite on top and tape
Wait,
one and don't
for
tape the other.
35 years.
Yeah.
Right, but that's
with
the
a
only
time-lapse camera. You're
That's
the
the
best
only-
time-lapse ever.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
It ain't
It is
gonna
the
happen.
only way.
It's not
It's kind of
happening.
like saying washing your car. If you wash your car, the finish will last longer. It's like, yeah, but by how much? Well, we can't
Whoa.
quantify that.
I would argue that maybe it would last less long.
Maybe.
You would rub the surface off. You know?
Potentially,
I
yeah.
don't know. Just leave it alone.
Potentially.
But
Put G-tape
I'm not
on your
super
joists.
into maintenance on my vehicle anyways, so
Right. California Deck Pro says, I just got a hold of some 3M joist tape and it's pretty impressive, but we primarily use G-tape. I have not had any 3M joist tape in my hands before.
bring some to Dallas.
Tree
Yeah.
man.
Blake
If
will
anybody
be-
could release a really good joist tape, it would be 3M. That's for sure. I'd be curious to have a look at that because from all the ones I've touched and tried, G-tape's still the king by far.
What's is Vicor? They got a product that's pretty sticky. It works pretty good.
Yeah,
Sticky.
Vicors had
So
one
what-
for a
yeah,
long
so-
time before pre-J-tape even.
Yeah,
And
that one's pretty good.
Same issues with all the other butyl-based tapes, I think, isn't it? For the most part.
I bet you 3M's pretty good.
3M, I would bet if anybody's done it, it'd
It's
them.
be 3M.
They didn't invent it.
They got a lot of money though.
They didn't invent it. They just made it better.
Exactly.
Right? Isn't that like their company slogan or something?
TC Dex
something
says,
like
I
that.
learned about the scallop board rule at AZEC U. I guess I don't know if that applies to the other brands.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, there you go. So when you do a TimberTech deck, you just go ahead and put AZEC on the steps.
Okay. So hold on here. Maybe we have an eighth thing. If this is true, that you aren't supposed to use scallop boards
Shane's
on your
stairs.
on your stairs,
Shane's on
then
the
number
internet.
8 on this list is
Use-
use the scallop boards on the stairs. Don't let them talk you into buying a way more expensive board so you can have stairs on your deck. Are you crazy?
Right.
Yeah.
If that's true,
Now the price of your stairs really did just go through the
make the damn
roof.
board better so it can be on a stair.
Exactly.
Come on.
I think
That better not be true.
if you're going to use a
I don't remember
scallop
that from AZEC
board
U.
on the stairs, then what you should do is put your stringers 4 inches on center, sheet it with plywood, tape it. Then you can put the it's like, get out of here.
Are they what are they suggesting? I'm gonna have to look that up.
It feels like if they're going to do that, why wouldn't they have a stair board all of a sudden?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe
know
the
what I mean?
solid edge profile isn't scalloped then. Like, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what do they suggest for the stairs then? Running a 2x4 runner underneath it or something, or
I
a
don't
2x6 runner?
Man,
Or
this
something?
isn't my information. This is like TC Dex says this stuff.
Well, I feel like I want to find out. I want to confirm this while we're on the podcast here somehow. But
Okay, well, you want me
Give
to
the
read
paper to-
want me to read
wait,
the next
do you
one?
wanna
Oh,
talk
but
about-
it's the good one though.
do you want to talk about G-tape anymore or not really?
Not really.
It's
Good.
G-tape.
Me
You
neither.
just put it on stuff.
Like it works well. Good.
Yeah,
Woo.
keeps the water away.
Let's see here. Okay, so number 1 on the list, because you'll talk about this for a while. Number 1 is Camo Clips.
So there are manufacturers that will not warranty their boards if you use a camo edge clip as your fastener
Why?
because they don't make money off of that clip. That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
I think they don't make money on it, and so therefore they say can't be used. Trex uses a spacing claim, and so Trex says your boards have to be spaced 1/4 inch apart,
Camo doesn't do that.
and Camo's clip is a 3/16 space.
Mm.
And so the Trex universal fastener is 1/4 inch, so that works. Use theirs.
Okay.
TimberTech uses a fastener from FastenMaster, and it's like a metal clip, goes in on a 45-degree angle, also 3/16 spacing, conceal lock, and they warranty only conceal lock. They don't, it doesn't matter about the spacing. They use a 3/16 space, Camo's 3/16, but
Okay.
the only approved fastener for TimberTech is conceal lock.
So those are the two big boys.
Correct. And then so everybody else is like, yeah, no, use Camo fasteners because they're way faster
Right.
and they work great.
And if you got a warranty board,
So what?
yeah.
So we have some contractors that shop with us, and they're putting in a lot of tracks, and they've decided that they don't care because their guys are so much faster with the Camo fastener
Right.
that they just use a Camo fastener. They've decided that if they have to replace a board, the amount of time and money that they will have saved in labor will be worth replacing the board.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that's it. The Camo clips are
So would you rather so the Camo Clips they look better. Do they?
sure they're a little more low profile.
They feel like they're low profile.
Like the conceal lock.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Hey, Shane.
The conceal lock is pretty low profile, and you don't see it very much. Universal fastener is
Except that it's brown. Why do they make it brown?
because that's the color of the
Looks
lumber.
like the wood, but it's not the right brown. Anyway,
It's not the right brown. It's a light brown. Treated lumber is a dark brown.
Yeah, and it would just be better if they made it black.
They do. The hand screw ones are black. Right?
Cool.
I wasn't listening.
How's
Yeah, well, that's a different-
How's
Tiger
AZEC
claws are
U?
black.
Tiger claws are
I
black.
was reading the comments here.
Okay. So
I just trust that when I start reading that you can carry the conversation. That's what I trust. I have that trust right now. Don't.
well, I
it.
asked you a question.
You can't. I was reading.
I was trying to carry the conversation. You didn't hold up your part of that.
Okay. Well, do you want to go through the results I found before we continue on with the Camo conversation?
Let's do the results and then.
It's not much of a conversation.
Okay. So what I found out about these scallop boards,
Yes.
and this install instruction doesn't mention edge, but it mentions terrain. And it's the same profile, so that would apply. One, you can't cantilever a scallop board. You can cantilever the other full profile boards from TimberTech up to 1 inch past the framing, and they say you're not allowed to do that with scallop boards. Huh.
Okay.
Neat.
Good to know.
He's not incorrect. It says that for it doesn't say you can't use them on the stairs, but the install instructions on the stairs that you basically have to, I mentioned like a runner underneath, you basically have to have that. You have to have a supporting board beneath the scallop board on stair profiles. So it even says in with a yellow, this whole document is black and white. Let me help you understand.
Except for this line.
The warning. I'm not even kidding. The warning.
It's
This
a warning.
entire document is black and white, other than the brown of the TimberTech logo, except this part around the stairs in black with a yellow caution sign
Big
that says terrain collection must be used as a veneer in a stair tread application. Please see figure to the right. Figure to the right shows that they actually use brackets, nails, and a 2x6 support between the stringers underneath the board. So they don't allow you to span it.
No, I said it in bold.
Yeah, they absolutely said it in bold. I'm blown away.
I
Number 8.
Oh man.
Number 8.
Why?
Use them on the stairs. And then it says that the span,
You know what?
the maximum
that does?
spacing between stringers for terrain board is 16 inches when used as a veneer.
Right.
What is it? Anyway, that's crazy.
Do you think that you should veneer the rest of your deck if you're using terrain decking?
No, it's like it's the one time where somebody's like, "Can I just leave all my old deck in there and just put the composite over top?" You'd be like, "You
Yes.
bet you can."
Are you using
With
TimberTech terrain?
Edge or terrain. In fact, you should.
This is the board for you.
So I'm surprised by that. I don't remember ever reading that, but there you go.
So
Levi's done his homework.
So what's veneer? Just for all
Skinned
of us
over
who
top.
don't know.
Veneer just essentially means it's not structural. It's just a skin.
It's just a
skin
skin.
over top.
It's for
Okay.
looks only kind of thing. You have
Right.
to support it beneath. Crazy. So there you go.
So all of the price savings in a scallop board just went out the window.
Right, yeah, you got to buy a bunch of extra 2x6 for your stairs.
Okay.
What do we got here?
Go back to the stuff that I can believe.
LS Underground says TimberTech used to have a full profile board for all their scallop lines, but recently discontinued it. So I guess maybe they had that for that reason.
The stair board.
Haney Construction says Vicor and all other bituminous
Oh, yeah.
will bleed with engineered exterior timbers. Super costly mistake. Acrylic tape like G-tape is the only safe option. Ask Jason, the doctor, for a
Oh,
case
yeah.
study. So yeah,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
seen lots of that where the chemicals in the treatment of the, especially that seems like the laminated stuff,
Yep.
will react with that adhesive
I
on the
did see
tape
that.
and
Oh.
cause it to run.
All
And
of
it is
that
a
adhesive runs. It's,
bloody mess.
oh, yeah. I did see
So
that.
G-tape is safe for that application.
Yeah.
California Deck Pros wants to talk about Texas. Guess you should have got here at the start. We talked about it for 10 minutes. Don't be late next time,
Oh,
Mike. Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll see you in Texas.
Are we doing,
If he's there on
what
time.
are we doing for tattoos, Blake? Do you know which one you're getting?
He's like,
It's bigger in
he
Saskatchewan.
can't have this conversation. He can't reply right away. I'll let you know when he does, though.
You can.
LS Underground, fastener warranty, a bunch of BS. I use Trex Hideaway and TimberTech gives me crap, but I say if your board has issues, it has nothing to do with my clip.
Correct.
TimberTech also
Hey.
copied the Trex clip. There you go.
Yeah. So the reason that the fastener has nothing to do with the board is that none of these fasteners go through the board. They're
Right.
clamps. They
Right.
squeeze the side of it. And it's like, well, my cap delaminated because you used the wrong cap. It's like,
Nope.
nope. Your board was junk.
Yeah.
Not all your boards were junk, but this one right here that delaminated, this board's junk.
Yeah, this
This one's junk.
Change it for me.
Yeah.
California Deck Pro says, replying to LS Underground, says, I do the same thing and I had major issues with the warranty with them. What good is a 50-year warranty if you don't stand by it?
Exactly.
Ooh.
No, that's true. It's
It
like,
is.
and they use it to like, not TimberTech, companies use this to get out of warranties. And it's like, don't do that. If you're going to warranty a product,
Right.
and say like, now if somebody took that AZEK board and they used a crown stapler and crown stapled it too, it's like, okay, well, you've changed the integrity of the board.
Right.
I can't warranty this.
Right.
You've done this like a hack. But if it's a clip that squeezes the side of the board or a clip that squeezes the side of the board, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
TC Deck says, "Oh man, don't call me out. I'll be embarrassed if I'm wrong." And then follows it up with, "Oh, thank goodness." People are lively in here. LS Underground says it can't span a 10-inch on center step, but a 12-inch on center span on framing is okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Question mark?
TC Dex says it's for when really big fat guy walks down the stairs and gets a little aggressive. Quigley Dex says, "I've never installed a scallop board, not intending to, and don't even show them to my customers." Haney Construction says,
Quigley, settle down. Just deal with those rusted out railings that you've been working with.
Yeah. Haney Construction says, lesson is to just use DK or Duralife on all decks, especially stairs. Spans, clearances from the ground, spacing between boards, and durability all concur. California Deck Pros says, "I'm on a plane right now, so that's my excuse." Wade is getting a California Deck Pros tattoo, and I will be getting the first Ultimate Deck Shop tattoo.
There you go.
Wow. Just Tuds.
Are you not the Tuds podcast one, but the Tuds logo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm redesigning our logo on July 1st.
You should
Joke's on you, sucker!
You should do it before.
The retro logo. So Camo Clip, we're done talking about that? The
use
Camo
them.
Clip was so good that people literally would change board manufacturers in some cases to use that system because they had more of a loyalty to the product than they did the deck board. Some guys were like, yeah, I was using TimberTech, but they gave me crap about this, so I switched to Deckorators. That was part of the reason, because they would use the Camo Clips, and I'm using the Camo Clips, and I'll use the board that supports it. To me, the boards are both good, but the clip is significantly better than the other options. So
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, not even remotely close.
Yeah. Saves time and it's a good clip.
Yeah.
yeah, it performs and it's faster. What's not to love?
Yeah.
And it's easier to install too, with the tools where you can actually stand up and not kill your back and your knees being on the crawling around on the deck floor. Like, if anybody's out there looking to do a new deck clip, the Camo Edge Clip is your benchmark right now.
That's the one to beat.
Improve on that one. That's your only chance, because there's other clips that come out and it's like they're clearly still working on being like better than what used to be a good clip.
Right.
And it's like you're releasing something that's still not as good as what's the best clip is out there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get any traction with something like that.
If you just took, just went after Trex's spacing issue, that's all you need to do.
Yeah. Make your clip a 1/4 inch wide.
Yeah,
instead.
right. Exactly.
I wasn't going to read this, but now TC Dex has replied to Haney Construction with a "Holy crap, Haney, perfect application for a Tommy Boy" quote. So now I have to read the quote. "Callahan Auto can warranty a piece of crap, but who wants to take a dump at a box and mark it as guaranteed?" Haney says he'll get a Tuds tattoo if he can help design the new logo. Act fast. I only have so much room left.
Yeah. Come to Texas. I think Blake is going to line up a tattoo artist. It's for real happening.
Oh, geez.
I told Precision I'd trade him one as well. And Fortress is there. Jason has already told me he'd trade me one.
Man, you guys are going to look like NASCARs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knock your socks off, buddy.
Right leg. Industry leg.
The industry leg.
Sometimes you have good ideas.
Yep. This is one of them.
This is not one of them. This is not one of them. California Deck Pro says, "Why are all the best deck builders switching to Deckorators?"
You'll be able to answer that.
We can answer it right now. The product is really, really good, and the people that they're very contractor friendly and open to talk with you, and they support their dealers and their not their dealers. I meant the contractors.
They support their contractors. They support their dealers. They listen to feedback. Right? And and they've created a product that answered all of the questions or fixed all of the problems that people were having with Composite. It used to be slippery. It used to expand too much. And they've fixed all of that stuff. And so what happened was people said, my board is slippery. My board expands and contracts too much. I hate having to use a certain fastener. I don't have a labor warranty unless I spend too much money.
They've just done
Decorators
a
is
better job
like,
of listening to people.
Okay.
Listening to the
check,
contractors.
check.
Yep.
Our contractors want to use this fastener. Cool. Put that in the install guide. Approved fastener. As opposed to fighting it for pennies,
There's no chance.
relationships.
Yeah.
There's
Having
no
a solid
chance
product is a
that
big part of
Blake used to install TimberTech decking, and he ended up having a warranty issue because of a fastener. So TimberTech decided that this guy who lives in California and installs thousands upon thousands of square feet of their product
Right.
was worth fighting on a clip.
Yep.
Because they wanted to sell their clips. And what has happened is thousands and thousands of square feet of Deckorators is now going down in California
Mm-hmm.
because they wanted to sell the accessory to the board.
Right.
There's no chance. There is absolutely no chance that they're making as much money now because they've lost him
Right. That
selling
one
the
warranty.
board over the amount of clips that they sell.
Right.
They should have just been like, use whatever fastener you want.
Well, you don't have to warranty boards that don't get put down.
Yeah, that's right.
This is true.
He would still be I'll bet you he would still be installing like AZEK. He wasn't installing the Scalloped stuff either. He was installing their AZEK line.
They
It's
could have,
expensive.
TimberTech could have just gone to Camo and licensed the clip anyway.
Right.
Like it was,
You know who else did
they've
that?
done that. They already do that.
Fibron.
They already do it with the conceal lock and they already do it with their side lock.
Yeah.
Like they already do that with other fasteners. They're already with that company even. They already have the deal with Camo with their side lock.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
That's
anyway.
why people are switching to that
You make your
product
bed?
because the people in that company are listening.
Yeah. Deckers are, and you know what? Let's be honest too. It's easy to be the underdog. It's easy to be the smaller guy coming up, and I wouldn't call them small by any means, but it's easier to be the guy who doesn't have as much to pay attention to when you have a smaller part of the market to pay attention to that small part of the market and make inroads, because it's no different than a politician. You vote people out, and it's like when a new deck board comes along, it's like all you have to do is sound better than and solve those frustrations they're currently having and promise the world. And it's like they switch, and then who knows? Maybe in 4 years from now, we'll be talking about how Deckers doesn't listen to their contractors. Like, who knows?
Maybe.
But right now,
maybe.
they've brought a great product to market, and they have the right attitude in supporting their contractors with it. And so they've made everybody feel really cozy about getting under that umbrella. And it's working for them because they're exploding. So
Yeah, and the people they have in place, like their contractor liaison people are like good.
Doing a good job.
Yep.
Aiden Construction is here now.
They
Says,
got a little bit of money.
it says, BS from here on the Decorators supports and listens crap. I'd love to use that Voyage board, but we are apparently unable to get it in all profiles without extortionate freight charges.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that
I don't know if
Decorators
Decorators.
Yeah. has
I'm not
anything to
why
do with
that's
that.
there. I'm not sure that's they can't get anything without ridiculous freight charges right now.
Yeah,
for
it was
anybody.
like that.
That's a freight thing.
And it's also a lack of a dealer thing in his area. It sounds like maybe.
Where is that? Where is he? Is he in?
He's in California as well. I thought.
Oh yeah.
California.
Yeah, he's in California. So I don't know, but yeah, that doesn't sound like a Decorators thing. I do believe that Decorators has their team of
Yes.
guys that they really take care of and really take out and really put that out there and be like, look how great we are with these guys. But it's they've got their A-listers that they do that for and then show that a lot. If you're a smaller guy in the middle of Arkansas
Saskatoon.
somewhere that does 10 decks a year, you're probably not getting the same level of ears
Right.
listening to you from Decorators. But certainly they've done a good job with the people that they have chosen to be part of their team.
Could be a distribution thing too with Aiden Rain. And so as it
100%
gains
is.
popularity, then it's like if the lumber yard that you purchase from only buys one truckload of Decorators decking, well, of course the freight's going to be higher than if you go to somebody who buys 7 rail cars, right?
Yep. That's just how it goes.
Man, try living in Canada. Like the freight, you want to talk freight
exactly.
charges.
Yeah.
And the exchange rate.
Quigley Deck says, when a company that is willing to make a 21-foot board and grooved on one side,
Right.
why the F would you not do business with them?
Exactly.
That's just a testament to like how much they listen and they think about it.
Right.
What are the pain points for guys out there building decks? Well, here's a common issue that comes up. Okay, well, solve it then.
Starter
Solve it.
clip.
Okay.
Number 7. The way this whole thing started was Shane said, I used to have to screw
Right.
on an angle
Yeah.
through this groove. And then Deckorators is like, well, that sounds silly. Why can't we just turn the router on one side? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do feel like they've gone back in this. Haven't they canceled all their 21-foot groove one side boards except for the dark slate now? It's like they don't offer the colors in that anymore again, I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was true too.
Yep.
But they also started offering all the super wide profiles.
Yes.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be our distributor too.
Yep.
You know, like where we buy it from, because we don't buy it direct from Deckorators. So it could be like the guys that we buy it from might have said, it's too confusing to carry 20 foot and 21 foot. And what are we doing? Like we have that problem with our distributor, Trex distributor, 16 foot in one location, 20 foot in the other location.
Yeah.
It might not be the board that's doing it. It might be where we buy it from.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Too many SKUs is also an issue it's not an issue for the contractor. Contractor doesn't care.
They love that.
If the SKUs are available, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's the dealer channel. It's like, we only have so much room to put stuff. Like, it's already a stretch to carry
Bryce is
6
ready to
SKUs
leave.
for a color.
Look at
It's tough to add 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 12.
Well, yeah, because I feel like we've moved away from what this podcast was about.
We have,
now.
but that was a solid question at the end that we really got into. So I'm fine. That's it.
What are the other questions? Anybody else say anything?
No. Well, Haney's giving shout outs to DK again. I'm not sure who DK is. At Duralife? How
Decorators?
DK is the single most supportive manufacturer of any building product we've ever worked with. Props to the entire team. Special shout out to Jared Daly and Billy at DK. Like, what does he think this is? An Oscars acceptance speech? Jesus. Special thanks. Shout out on
Special
podcasts
thanks.
or Instagram.
He forgot to mention Jesus.
Yeah. My Lord and Savior. All right, Bryce, I'm done. Let's hit it. We'll do one more of these before we head to Texas, I think, next week, probably. And then we're off
Yeah, I think
to
we're-
Teximus.
Yeah, we'll do one early so we can actually post it.
Sweet. Sounds like a hell of an idea. Let's hit this thing, get out of here, go drink some Coca-Colas.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships. So tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go.